There's another wild finish in store for us in Game 6 as the Pacers take on the Raptors. Toronto leads 3-2 after a 13-point fourth quarter comeback win in Game 5. We look at our starting lineups brought to you by Modelo Especial. Kyle Lowry, DeRozan, the two All-Stars, along with Damari Carroll, Patterson, and Jonas Valanciunas. We'll see a lot of different players for Toronto coming off the bench. Hill, Ellis have to step up their game. Monte Ellis has not played well in this series.
To play as well as he has, I think Toronto's pleasantly surprised.
Ellis had trouble with the handle. Mahimi with one on the shot clock, puts it in. George, great play. Carroll strips. And back-to-back slams, 4-point Raptor lead. Jurassic Park loving it.
Yep, turnovers a bit.
Though by Patterson.
Again, Toronto has done a terrific job as Lowry's going to get an easy one. Great sign for Toronto early. Great start, early timeout, Frank Vogel. And if Kyle Lowry gets going.
Valanciunas on Mahimi. Well defended. Here's Carroll, got an open look and buries it. Damari Carroll off to a terrific start with 7 points.
Yep, he's made 8 threes now.
It was the second unit for the Raptors that did the damage in Game 6, but the Pacers having trouble with Toronto starters has been 6 minutes. And remember, they had just 9 points in the fourth quarter of their last game. So a carryover effect as Mahimi gets the crowd going with that thrown out.
Go back to that Game 5 fourth quarter, Dave. They had 1 field goal in 9 minutes as Patterson gets his jumper to go. Credit Dwayne Casey. We talked about not many opportunities in the paint. Good screen and roll here, and great pocket pass from George Hill, who gets
Ellis, and now George with it to Ellis, and he puts it in. Finally,
completely different team. Indiana was 4 of 15 in that quarter. All 15 shots contested by Toronto. Patterson in there instead of Lowry. But Norman Powell, what a story he's been.
Good attack by Powell. Biyombo had 16 rebounds in game.
Without a field goal for over 4 minutes. Paul George without a bucket as well in that first quarter. What's been the key to your defensive success?
Well, first of all, getting into the ball, making the catches hard, forcing the catches out, and again, giving them one tough shot. And I think that's
early threes.
Here's Lowry, had one first quarter basket. Here's Joseph again for 3. Hit it again! And good defense there by the Pacers. Here's Lawson, the former Nugget. And boy, if he can...
in that game, in his 17.5 minutes. And here he is a factor as he can't get that one to go. Miles Turner, though.
Valanciunas.
Everybody's getting clobbered in the rim. Nobody's getting any calls.
Valanciunas with a deep catch. Fumbles and scores.
He didn't even jump.
Under 40% now in every game in this series. He's 2 for 8 tonight. The lob to Valanciunas. I'll tell you, Lowry's having no problem passing. That is 7 assists for Lowry here in the first half.
Hey, they were 6 for 26 from the arc in Game 5 were the Raptors.
Lowry somehow finds Carroll. Splashes home a 3. Supported by Mahimi. 8-point lead for Toronto. This game was tied at 30. Ellis, it goes, and a foul. A 3-point chance for Monte Ellis. That ends a drought of 5 minutes for the Pacers without a basket.
Unfortunately, Toronto not shooting as well as another fast break opportunity. A little sidestep. And he's going to get the block call on DeRozan as he was kind of backing up. Gets a nice friendly roll. And Ellis in drives in the regular season. 9 points per game off of drives. Only 4.5 here in this series.
George for 3. There it is! His first basket! It's a 2-run to start the second quarter. And they get an open look here by Lowry. Gives it up, though. Carroll for 3. Not there. Tapped in. Valanciunas. There, back to the basket with the timer at 5. Here's Ellis. Tries a 3. And gets it. Indiana by 1. 4 minutes gone by here in the third quarter. Hill over Patterson. Hits a 3.
Get it going.
Patterson almost walked with it. Lowry down the lane. Thought he was fouled. Valanciunas stripped by Hill. Gets it back. Oh, punched out of there. Carroll scoops and scores. Wow. DeMar got the switch. Lowry covering Paul George. George will shoot over him and connect. His first attempt of the half, and it goes down. Only his second basket. quarter. Still, both teams are under 40% for the game. Ellis with the blow by. Ellis with the great finish. And here comes Hill to Ellis. Down the lane. Puts it up and banks it home. Monte Ellis and George Hill looking to force a Game 7. And it's first-year Pacer Monte Ellis coming up big here in the quarter. To Powell. Powell up high. Gets the Raptors within one.
Well, here's that lineup, right? I mean, it's the end.
Indiana by 3, 90 seconds to go in the third quarter. Joseph, fancy dribbling. Mahimi says, no, don't try that. Slapped it out of play with the left hand easily.
That was a heck of a block. I thought Joseph did a great job of disguising, going up on the right side, brought it over with his left. But Mahimi uses his left and gets all.
Stuckey with the pull-up. Gets the bounce. Well, at some points in the fourth quarter of Game 5, blowing a 13-point lead to lose. Stuckey finds George underneath, and Paul George with his third field goal. Here's George for 2.
We probably need to start crediting the Indiana Pacer defense. His Toronto team has 64 points with 10 minutes to go.
Stuckey for 3. On target! 3 of 12 for the floor. He would be the first person in playoff history. Wow, Stuckey, what a fake to Turner. He's fouled. It goes. A 3-point chance. Rodney Stuckey faking out the defender.
3-point shooter, and he's shooting at 15%.
Blocked by Turner with 2 hands. The shot clock at 5. Solomon Hill takes it away from Carroll. Rosen.
I mean, this is exactly what happened to Indiana in Game 5.
But DeRozan attacks. Miles Turner sends.
Down by 13 to start the fourth. They came back and got it done. So it's a different group.
Lowry hits a 3. That's the first field goal of the quarter. Toronto had 10 straight empty trips. Perlman Hill's got it. George leaves it for Hill. And Solomon Hill.
He's out of there right now.
So you rest him at this point?
Absolutely.
Toronto, really, with 4 minutes left.
Yeah. 21 points.
Now you can rest him. 24.
On there. you had the small lineup. You went Joseph and Lowry together with DeRozan. And, boy, that in the ebbs and flows when you have good ball clubs.
There's Thompson with the dunk and a foul on Joseph Young. Well, coming up, you have options. No comment. And we'll also get the end of that Miami-Charlotte game as well.
Look, we got to hurry up. Let's go.
I know you're calling me an NFL draft geek and to play the way they did on both ends, this was a terrific night for Pacer fans. And now we go to Game 7 as Ross connects on the 3. Sunday in Toronto. Will this be the last time Pacer fans get to celebrate their team? Or will they go to Toronto, extend momentum to Game 7, and win a series? Can the Raptors finally, after a 15-year drought, win a best of 7? They get hammered in the second half.